Hello, Mad Mystical Monk here. I just finished Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, and I have to say, wow. I don't think there's a book written right now that's more relevant than this. It's a book about the United States' constant need to break about 500 different treaties with about 100 and some different tribes. Pretty much the entire story goes on that the big man in the White House decides to, well, it's just really complicated, but it's a really good book. It's pretty much every time the United States wants something, they would take the Native Americans' land, and then they would draw up a new treaty saying they wouldn't take any more land. Then they'd write up another treaty. They take the land, write a treaty. Take the land, write a treaty. And I did some research. I guess it's like 500 different treaties the United States federal government broke for things like lumber, bison. There's also a part in the book about the Native Americans actually fighting to keep the bison alive from going extinct. Because, wow, it's just an insane read. It's also relevant for the fact that, believe it or not, the United States government's been taking children from their parents for probably 300 years. I mean, with the advent of slavery, they sold children, they separated families. And then with the natives, they'd actually steal the children, bring them up Christian in a European civilized fashion, and completely wipe out their beliefs. I think it's odd because there's actually a school around Zanesville that has, I think it's like Sherman High School or something. I don't exactly remember what it is. John Sherman or John, it's like General Sherman High School. And then I'm reading this and I'm like, this guy's a complete asshole. He's a liar, he's a thief, and he pretty much stole money and land from anybody he could get away with. But yet, we got a high school named after a complete asshole. Why? It's like almost, I guess in the Native American fashion, it's as bad as Robert E. Lee High School would be in South Carolina for people of African American descent. So, wow. If you're not a liberal in the United States, read Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee and you will be very quickly. But there's also an aspect in the book where it doesn't matter if it's a Republican, Abraham Lincoln, or a Democrat, because either way they still screwed the natives over. They didn't care. It was all about the money. And you know, Native Americans didn't really, they were more concerned with the earth. The earth doesn't belong to me. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to, as they say, our children, right? Because we're going to be dead and they're going to be the ones having to deal with the global warming and the global flooding and the craziness. I'd really encourage you to read this book. It's very depressing, but it's very adamant. It's very objective, because this is written from the Native American perspective and not the European fashion, which is, I mean, if Adolf Hitler praised the United States and the fact that it committed genocide and wiped out wiped out hundreds of different distinct ethnic groups, Nazi Germany got crap on the USA. So, I know this is a pretty charged video. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.